All right, today we're going to talk about a shift in communication that is so simple, but honestly, it's powerful enough to totally change your most important relationships. It's about a choice we face all the time in conversations, and, well, most of us are getting it wrong. Let's dive in. So let me ask you something. Have you ever been in an argument where you just knew you were right? I mean, you had the facts, you proved your point, you won. But then afterwards, you just felt this distance from the other person. It's that empty feeling, right? That hollow victory. I think we've all been there. You know, that feeling is a classic sign that you've fallen into what we can call the correction trap. It's this pattern that feels so natural, even like you're being helpful, but it can seriously lead you down the wrong road in a conversation. I mean, it's practically automatic, isn't it? You hear something that's just off, a wrong date, a name that's not quite right, and it's like this little alarm goes off in your head. Your first impulse is to jump in, fix the mistake, and set the record straight. It just feels like the right thing to do. And it comes from a good place, right? We feel like we're helping, we're being accurate. But here's the big question we're digging into today. What if that helpful instinct is actually working against you? What if, in our big rush to be factually right, we're completely missing the whole point of what's really being said? Okay, so this brings us to a much better way, a really powerful alternative. You can think of it as a kind of golden rule for having conversations that actually matter. It's all about making a conscious choice about what you want to achieve. And here it is. Connection over correction. Now, this isn't about just ignoring facts or letting mistakes slide. No. It's about deliberately shifting your priority in that moment. It's choosing to tune into the emotional reality, the feeling, the need, the thing behind the words, instead of getting stuck on whether the words themselves are factually perfect. So here's the bottom line. In the relationships that truly matter to us, the goal usually isn't to win a debate. It's not about proving you have a better memory. The real goal, the one that actually makes a difference, is to build and strengthen that connection between you and the other person. Okay, so theory is one thing, right? But you've got to see this in action for it to really click. So let's walk through a perfect example that shows the huge difference between these two paths, the path of correction versus the path of connection. Okay, so picture this. An elderly father says he needs to get ready for work, even though he's been retired for 20 years. Now, on the left, you've got the correction path. This is that knee-jerk reaction. No, Dad, you retired 20 years ago. It's factually true, of course. But now look at the right side, the connection path. This response completely sidesteps the factual error and speaks directly to the feeling underneath. You miss your work friends. Tell me about them. And the results? Wow, they couldn't be more different. The correction almost always leads to agitation. Maybe even a full-blown argument. The father feels defensive, maybe confused, or just plain dismissed. But the connection path, it's a total game changer. It invites calm. It opens the door for him to tell stories, to remember, to share a piece of his life that was clearly so important to him. See? One path shuts down the conversation. The other one opens it right up. So why is this so powerful? I mean, why does this work so incredibly well? Well, the secret is in understanding a concept called emotional truth. This is the key that unlocks the whole thing. See, when the father said he was going to work, he wasn't really making a factual statement about his day. It was an expression of a feeling. The emotional truth wasn't about his job status. It was about nostalgia, maybe a longing for a sense of purpose, or just missing the buddies he used to see every day. The connection path works because it responds to that truth, the one that really, truly matters in that moment. And this brings us to such a core insight here. Just let this one sink in for a second. Validation is not lying. It is connecting to their emotional reality. When you say you miss your work friends, you're not agreeing with him that he has to go to work. Not at all. You're just acknowledging that the feeling of missing his friends is real and it's valid. You're basically saying, I hear you. I hear the emotion behind your words and I see you. So what's the big takeaway here? Well, first, it says sometimes our obsession with being factually accurate can literally be a wall that blocks empathy. Second, we learn that in our close relationships, the emotional truth is often way more important than the literal truth. And finally, when we really start to listen for the feeling behind the words, that's when we open the door to a much, much deeper and more real connection with the people we care about. So I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. Think about your conversations this coming week with your partner, your parents, a friend, anyone. Where could an opportunity pop up for you to consciously choose connection over correction? What do you think you might learn about them and about your relationship if you just give it a try?